Hello everybody, my name is Christian and welcome back to Christian's Weather and Forecasting. Today we're going to be looking at some type of severe weather outbreak slash tornado outbreak that could happen down in the Gulf states and some severe weather that could happen after that. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the National Weather Service has highlighted an enhanced risks through Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. This is a main wind and tornado driven threat. You can see the tornado threat is a 10% towards that enhanced risk, 5% stretching out a little bit further towards the slight marginal risk, and then a 2% stretching out into portions of like Alabama, even a bit of Tennessee. You can also see we have a secondary marginal risk up here towards more of Iowa and Missouri. This does have a little tornado threat as well. We have storm chasers on both of these storms, so make sure to go check them out. As well as that, I will be live depending on if the storms do become anything. If I do go live, it'll be about 6:45 Eastern time. Now, along with this tornado threat, we do have a wind threat. There's a 5% where the marginal is up here with these storms, and a 30% down here in the enhanced risk, as well as a 15 and a 5% stretching further on out. This will bring a possibility of those damaging wind gusts in excess of 70 miles per hour even. And then that hail threat down here, the hail possible for the storms that are forming through now, but it's not much of a factor. You're not going to have big gorilla hail like we've seen in the last outbreak. Tornadoes and damaging thunderstorms are possible today through tonight from East Texas into Alabama. You can read the discussion if you wish. This is the previous discussion, and then this one is the discussion for now. These storms will be moving through at evening hours into overnight, so make sure you have a plan ready. Do not, make sure you have a way to receive those warnings. Do not take the polygon out of consideration. If you're under a tornado warning, even if it's not confirmed, make sure you're getting to your safe spot. As we move to the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, we have a secondary risk of severe weather, highlighting a slight risk down here towards Alabama and Florida, a marginal risk stretching even to portions of Georgia, and then a secondary marginal risk up here where we have these north storms moving through, kind of regaining some strength. So we have two areas mainly that we're going to be looking at. This whole storm is going to be somewhat of like a broken squall line, you could say, which is why we have this general thunderstorm risk stretching all the way up and down the East Coast. Tornado threat is possible. Even I'm under the gun for the 2% up here towards the north. And then there's a 2% down the south where we're having the slight risk. Mainly a wind-driven threat for both of these areas. Have wind gusts excess 40, 50, even 60 miles an hour towards the south. Wind gusts up here kind of the same. And then hail, non-existent. If you want to read the hypnosis down here, isolated threat for damaging winds and a tornado or two may persist Tuesday along near the central Gulf Coast, with a separate area of isolated strong to severe thunderstorms potentially developing by Tuesday afternoon across the Midwest and the southern Great Lakes. You can pause to read this hypnosis. On Wednesday, though, these storms do look like they'll die off, though. Moving off to the eastern coast, we do have a general thunderstorm risk for Washington, Oregon, California, Texas, Oklahoma, and then over here towards the east Gulf states. Probabilistic of this being severe, less than 5%. You can read the hypnosis if you want to. Organized severe thunderstorms appear unlikely on Wednesday, mainly just going to be some thunderstorms here and there, lightning, maybe a wind gust or two. It's untelling. Now, a tornado watch is in effect through portions of Arkansas and the Mississippi. It is a 60 to 40% chance of tornadoes, so a tornado is possible. 60 to 20 for wind, and then a low tornado threat overall with a high percentage of 80. So this could very well be something. It could very well not be something. It kind of just depends. We also have a secondary area up here where that marginal risk is with a unlikely 5% for a tornado watch. But we'll continue to monitor to see if anything pops up there. Now here we are on the HRRR model. Storms will kind of gain strength the most into the 10% between 8 and 9 p.m. this afternoon. Those will move through Mississippi into the overnight hours and will move into the secondary area into 7, 8 in the morning for day 2. Over the next few hours, the area up here towards Omaha and Des Moines, where we have that second marginal risk, 6, 7 p.m. could see a possibility of a discrete little storm, could bring some wind, maybe a tornado or two. But over 9, 10, 11 p.m., that threat should diminish. And then we're going to focus back here. As well, we will have that 10% tornado threat that overnight we will have to monitor. I most likely won't be live for the whole thing. Depends. But right here towards the Ohio Valley is where our view now shifts for that marginal threat through day 2, where some storms could impact overnight into the morning hours. 5, 6, 7 in the morning, before our view after that shifts back down here into day 2, where we have that secondary slight threat, and those storms will move through the rest of that day. Could bring a tornado or two down there as well. And yes, while that severe weather is moving through, we do have blizzard conditions, snowy conditions overnight into the morning hours as we move through areas like Grand Island, Dodge City, Sioux City, even portions of Omaha after that severe threat moves through, even into portions of Minneapolis over into tomorrow morning. This has been the first time I have ever seen severe weather and winter weather mix, and this is probably somewhat of a rare event for something like this to happen. So besides that, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you guys check out the live stream. It'll be pinned in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.